Mhm. Okay, so we've got kitties running all around. I've got Willie up here sitting right next to us. Yeah, okay, good. Let's get situated here. Let's get situated here. We gotta grab the cards. So loud and clear, we've got sum it up. So they want me to sum it up a little bit for you. And we have switched timelines. And yes, I was just talking to my neighbor Tony. So shout out to my neighbor Tony. They want us to fall back into their timeline. We're not going to do it. We want to stay on the highest timeline. So if you have to spend more time in nature and less time with technology, then that's what has to be. They also wanted me to sum it up saying that there's a line in the sand that has been drawn. If you read Steve's Love Tarot blog, it sums it up great. It was an awesome article. It wasn't too long or too wordy. It was perfect. So shout out to Steve's Love Tarot. His blog was talking about how we no longer are tolerating things, okay? But it's more of the emotional side of it. So, as I was saying, lessons learned, right? We learned the lessons. If we learn lessons, then we've grown from it. Now that we've grown from it, we no longer will tolerate certain things from the past because we're a new us, right? Okay. So with that being said, it's like we have a whole new game plan, a whole new set of rules for this last assignment. Hi Joshua on the live. So confirmation. I want you to understand that this is all a new chapter now. Just like we have new phones, new TVs, new assignments. Some of us have new mission partners. Some of us don't have them yet. It doesn't matter. Everything's new. The line in the sand has been drawn. Now, some of you are just reaching that point, and you're going to be drawing that line in the sand real soon. Mine's already been drawn, so that's why I talk past tense. Okay, they want me to take the top card from each deck without shuffling. We've got the Knight of Cups. So he's sitting there with his flowers, he's got his horse ready, he's all set. Okay, that's the kind of energy I'm talking about. I'm talking about the energy of it's all set. We're ready to go. We've bought the flowers, we've bought the horse, we've got, well, everything's ready to go. Now we're just kind of sitting there like you do before you get up to do something, right? Just like I'm just sitting here at the moment. Okay, we're on our new timeline. We've got the line in the sand drawn. The past is behind us. Now, if you're not here yet, if you're listening to me and saying, well, that ain't me, this is your future. This could be a future reading, absolutely, for you. If you're getting what I'm saying in the energy right now, it feels really strange. It feels good. It feels new. But yet it's like the very first page of your new assignment. Okay? You got the new phone, you got the new car, you got the new TV. He's got his flowers, he's got his horse, right? Everybody's got what they need. Now it's time to put it into action. Okay? Top card. Golden ticket opportunity. You even have your ticket in your hand, or nowadays I think you have your ticket on your phone, right? You have a golden opportunity. Again, this is just the reading. The energy is telling you it's flowing. It's totally flowing. Okay? We're going to take the top card of each deck. That was the Nordic deck and the Light Seer deck. So let's go back to explaining that. Soul Sister just came on, and Quentin and Livy P. Okay, so we've got the Knight of Cups and the Golden Opportunity. And I didn't get the title put on there yet, but it's going to be called Sum It Up. Because Astro says it's kind of just like if you're going to go on a trip and you've got a checklist, right? And that checklist, you just went over the whole checklist. And now you're just sitting there taking a breather, right? And we're ready to go. We're not even no longer checking our list. That's even done. So remember the song I tell you that's always playing? Max McKayen, A Lot More Free. It was just playing for the whole time I was talking there. Okay, always in the background playing. So now we have the Knight of Cups, the Golden Opportunity. So it's kind of like you checked your list, you're ready to go on your trip, you've got your ticket, right? Your ticket's in your pocket, in your purse. Okay, now we have the Biblical Tarot deck. And the one on top is the Three of Candles. Three of Candles. And this card here is the Call of Abram. And he kind of looks like Mel Gibson. But anyway, what they're telling me about this is now this is your calling. Okay? So again, let's go back to our story because that's what we're talking about. We're summing it up. We're the Knight of Cups. It's all about love. It's not about pentacles. We're going forward. We've checked our list. We've got everything figured out, right? Now we're going to answer our call. And our calling is that golden ticket opportunity sent to us by ourselves from our soul contract that we had rewritten and put into play. And now we're actually at that point where we're doing it. Everything should feel different. Everything should feel new. Everything should feel just like I'm talking. If it hasn't yet, this is your future. If you stay on course, of course. Okay, Tasha's Divine Guidance. Tasha's Divine Guidance. What's on top? Ego death. And it's all because you had an ego death. You were easing God out at some point and you let him back in. Yep, you let him back in. Now we will recap this at the end, so I'm going to save the cards. If you haven't had an ego death, if you're still easing God out, then that's where you're at. And that's why this isn't making a lot of sense to you. Because your ego's in the way. But if you have not eased God out, this is making perfect sense to you. Okay, the Light Seer deck. Tens are the end. You're either ending your Ten of Swords or it has ended, because look at all them swords in his back. Ten of Swords. It's done. We finished what we finished. Now we're on to something brand new. Okay? Divinely Guided Tarot. Top card, Jaded. Scorned, bitter outlook, hardened heart, and revenge. Again, that's what you're staying away from. If you right now can tell me that you have ego or that you have revenge, you are not where you are supposed to be. The revenge should be gone, the ego should be gone, the hurt should be gone, the Ten of Swords. If you have any of these things, okay, instead of this being a warning, this is just pointing out in the mirror that we're supposed to have the Knight of Cups energy, that love energy, because this is our golden ticket opportunity. They call this the golden age, the old golden era, the golden assignment. That's your ticket. You have it. You're the Knight of Cups, okay? This is your calling, the call of Abram. Three of Swords, Three of Candles card, okay? Then right after that, we had the Ten of Swords. So the 3 and the 10 of Swords are really important because you're either in it or you're not. Come up here, Willie. You're either in it or you're not. Yeah, you can say hi. And I am not in it, so I'm doing my calling, okay? I am not revengeful. I am not bitter and scornful and jaded, okay? This actually came out in reverse, and that's where I'm at. But it's warning you that if you have ego or revenge, you're not on the right timeline, and you need to go do some deep healing on that. Okay? Then we've got St. Michael. St. Michael says, the situation's already resolved. Again, it's your soul contract. You've already wrote your soul contract. Some of us have had to rewrite them a few times because our people that we put in our soul contract didn't live up to this high-end assignment. This ain't easy, you know. You talk like, oh, this is so easy, right? This shit's not easy. It's not easy in Astro. It's not easy in 3 and 4D. None of this is easy. So if anybody is thinking this is easy, but it's worth it. The situation's already resolved. St. Michael wants me to read about that. The situation's already resolved. This card comes to you as a reassurance that the situation you're inquiring about is happily concluded. The angels have been working behind the scenes to heal the source of your concerns. Although you may not see how the issue has been resolved, trust that it has. Let go of worry, relax with the certainty that all is well. And I talk a lot about that, and I tell you that everything's done on the other dimensions. We're just bringing it into the movie. We do need our Q phones and our Starlink, but until then, we're going to be doing our upgrading on our phones if they break, our TVs if they break, right? We have to do them things. We have to fix what's broken. But we're still waiting for the golden age, and we have the ticket to the golden opportunity. There's nothing to worry about. Everything will turn out fine. This relationship is worth saving, so stay in your current situation as the problem will soon be resolved. Now that's really important that I read that, because somebody out there is asking if the relationship they're in is worth it. to stay in. And this card in this energy right now is saying, yes, stay in your current situation as the problem will soon be resolved. So that doesn't mean that in the future it won't be saved. It's saying right at this moment, this relationship, person, place, or thing is worth saving. Okay? So your current situation, the problem will soon be resolved. So whatever the problem is that you're thinking, well, should I do something about it? No, just let it play out because it will soon be resolved. So that's a really important message for somebody. Okay, then we have the Mage Tarot deck, and we're going to take the first card off of that is the Death card. We can't get away from the Death card. Transition. Okay, now what they're telling me today about this card, you know, I always get different energies from different cards all the time because I read energy, not cards. A lot of people are dying, divorcing, changing. However you're going to change, right? Everything is turning into something else. I guess the easiest way I can explain it is you have a maggot turns into a fly. I see lots of maggots turn into flies. We have caterpillars that turn into butterflies. Totally different. But the point they're trying to make with 1723 on the clock is the wings. We go from being in these avatars to going into other dimensions full time. So we're leaving the old matrix, we're leaving the hologram, we're leaving this old belief system, and we're transforming. Now, as I said, some of you are going to stay here and rebuild the earth. Some of you are going to be 5D and higher, just popping in to help. If you guys watch any of the Marvel movies, a Marvel movie a day keeps the Matrix thinking away. That's the kind of thinking and talk I'm experiencing, okay, with this Death card. The Star Trek, the Star Wars, the Marvel movies, okay? Right now we're on that fine line of a cusp where we've got the new generation, the AI, going that way. Everybody walking this path. Some going to stay on the 4D, the new Earth. And some going to 5D and higher and staying on the other dimensions. It's right where we're at. Okay? The Miss Mystic deck, top card. Imagine that, the Death card twice. So everything I just said, rewind, back up. 10 of Swords energy, 3 of Swords energy, 2 Death cards. Transformation, old to new, new belief system, new beliefs, endings, initiation process. Everything I just said, except I was talking dimensions, 3D, where we're at right now, 4D, 5D and higher. Okay, and if what I'm talking to you is not relating, period, time to move on to a different channel. Okay, and then we've got Susan just joined. Hello, Susan. Top card here is Knight of Pentacles. So what are we actually striving for is abundance in all areas, okay? But your abundance is according to your soul contract. So some of you are going to be, as I said, 3D, right? AI. Your abundance is going to be technology. Some of you are going to be doing, like Susan, horses. That's going to be 4D. And teaching all the kids. That's going to be building the new earth. There's going to be people that are into spaceships and time travel and all the stuff we do on the other dimensions. That's 5D and higher. But any of it and all of it is about your abundance. This is the Knight of Pentacles. And they want me to read about the Knight of Pentacles, okay? So we're going to read a little bit. It says, seed by seed I plant my future with my rock-steady foundations of faith. Diligence and hard work, determination, steadfastness, building material, security, safety, being pragmatic, expansion. So again, this stuff just backs up what I'm saying, and when they tell me to read out of the book, I do it because it gives you what's the words? It gives you words for it, okay? Where I'm trying to explain the energy the best I can, and I use a lot of pictures. Hi, Evie. I use a lot of pictures and analogies where this just tells you it like it is, right? So your determination, your steadfastness, you're going towards your abundance, you're a knight, okay? This is also my black-eyed Jack, okay? This is not my wild-eyed Jack. It's my Knight of Pentacles with the black eye. Some of you guys know about the Black Eye Club, right? We're getting rid of all the evil. Our abundance is coming in. We had 2 death cards, right? Okay, so to sum it up, they said, middle card, the world, light seer deck, the world mission. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. We're going to sum it up with you're on your world mission. That line in the sand, it's already been drawn. Check out Steve's blog. It explains it perfectly. I put it on my Twitter yesterday. You guys, I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.